Hello everyone, today we're going to learn how to use Google Sheets in the primary classroom. To access Google Sheets within your web browser, simply go to the Google homepage, go to the 3x3 pip grid at the top right of the screen, and click on Google Sheets. Google Sheets also has an app on Android as well as iPhone. Once you click on the Google Sheets icon, you will be presented with this page. On this page, you will find a list of various templates. However, today we are going to start with the blank one. At your leisure, look through the others to see useful ways to use Google Sheets. Once you click on the blank sheet icon, you will be presented with this page. As you can see, it says Untitled Spreadsheet at the top. That is where you will put your title. You have rows with numbers and columns with letters. These will help you with the various formulas you need for Google Sheets. At the very bottom, you can also see that it says Sheet 1. We will also be discussing that in this video. As you can see, I have made a few changes. Where it said Untitled Sheet at the top before, I have now written Test Sheet so that this document has a title, and the title will be visible from Google Drive. I have also included the name of the student, who I have called Student A, and I have given examples of 3 different types of assessment with their marks, and 1 type of evaluation with its mark. At the end, you can see where it says mark, and the number is 80. At the top, just above the letter A, you can see where it says equals sum, and then B2 through E2. What this does is it adds all of the numbers from B2 to E2. I then multiplied them by 2 so that the total would be out of 100, which gave me my percentage. This is how I produced my grade in this image. At the bottom, I have also named this sheet because there will be another sheet for a different subject. You can make multiple sheets for different subjects and different strands. So for example, in mathematics, you might be able to have one sheet for data management and probability. You might have one for geometry and spatial sense, one for number sense and numeration, etc., etc. You can also create worksheets that will let students know immediately whether or not their answer is correct. As you can see above the A column, I put a function in for an if statement. So for column C1, it says that if the answer within cell B1 is 13, then in cell C1, the answer will be correct and the word correct will appear. If the answer is not 13, it will say incorrect. You can also see in this image that the columns are sized differently. You can manually stretch the columns to make them larger or smaller. Unfortunately, with this method, if a student simply clicks on C1, they might be able to figure out how to find the answer and simply write it down without having to try to find the answer themselves. One good strategy for that is if you right-click a column right at the letter itself, you can click on Hide Column so that they won't be able to see that formula. Once you hide the C column, however, now you will no longer be able to provide that immediate feedback. To remedy that, in your D column, create a formula that references the C column and make an if statement that shows that if the answer in C is correct, then it will say correct for D, or if it is incorrect, then it will say incorrect for D. That way you can provide them with the immediate feedback without showing them the actual answers. Students can also use Google Sheets to create tables. As you can see here, I have some information regarding favorite colors, as well as the number of students. With this information, I can create many types of graphs and charts. To create a chart or graph, you need to highlight all of the relevant data, which includes the titles and the numbers. To do that, click and drag from the top left until you have highlighted all of the relevant information. Then, go near the top right and click on Insert Chart. Here, students will be able to create a chart of their choice. The tab at the top shows recommendations. However, you can choose different chart types based on the type that you want to create. There's also a spot that says Math Worksheet A2 to B5. This indicates the cells that are being worked on. I decided to create a bar graph. As you can see, the title here was Number of Students versus Colors. I did not like this title, so I went and clicked on the pencil icon near the top right and decided to change it to Favorite Color. Now, as you can see, favorite is underlined. This indicates that the computer, or Google, thinks that there has been a spelling error. So if I would like to change that, I would change the letters, and then if the spelling is correct, the red underline should go away. And finally, as mentioned before, Google Sheets is very useful as a markbook. As you can see in cell C2, I've included a formula that converts the percentage in B2 into a letter grade. If you look at columns G and H, I've included the grade and the cutoff. Cell C2 is making reference to that and will automatically calculate from cell B2 in order to get all of that information and convert it into a letter grade. Now we're going to apply this formula from students test 2 through test 6. To do that, we're going to click the cell that has the current formula, which is cell C2. Once clicked, there should be a blue square that shows up at the bottom right corner. We're going to click and drag that until we get to cell C7. This will copy the formula all the way down. The reason there are some dollar signs in the formula above A is that the dollar signs indicate that there will be no movement in the cell reference, because sometimes when you do the dragging, it will change the row numbers or the column numbers depending on how you drag. This way, it is a permanent source of reference. As you can see, the letter grades match the percentages in the row to the left. Also, if you look carefully, the formula above A again shows that we're referencing cell B7. At the start, we were referencing cell B2. That is because there are no dollar signs next to B7. I hope you found this video useful, and thank you very much for watching.